Pav, how bad is it really?
Yeah, I think that's what I've been trying to work out the last couple of days. Like, this obviously isn't good. I am looking for trading opportunities. I am a believer that Bitcoin dominance is still going higher. Like, it's at 63% now. 70% is not far away.
Yeah.
And again, if we're going to see, like, whenever we've seen an ideal phase of market growth in crypto, it's always been led by a Bitcoin rally. So if we see a Bitcoin rally, I see that's probably the best place for me to put my money first, and then look to rotate that into other assets that are going to show strength in the coming months and weeks.
Yeah, like, I actually don't know, but I'm just thinking, has Bitcoin shown strength compared to the stock markets?
Well, there was all those anecdotal bits like last week. Well, it was true, but like the stock market was falling like plus 5%, but Bitcoin was like down. I think it was like 1.7% in that first night when the news landed.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what's going on here? Like, is Bitcoin this fleet to value? I was like, no, like, it's just the market was just digesting and working itself
and then
out,
it came
right?
down.
And it came down
7% yesterday. Yeah. So
yeah.
But I guess from my perspective as well, I'm taking a similar sort of approach, but like pretty conservative. So yeah, like when it comes to crypto, just sort of buying the dip on Bitcoin, not really looking at any altcoins at the moment. So just keeping a sort of my focus on Bitcoin, and then also like the stock market as well. Like I have a diversified portfolio of ETFs and stocks. So just like trying to get a bit of a discount there. Like I'm not planning on selling these things anytime soon, and I don't need that money anytime soon. So I'm just sort of DCAing into some of those ETFs that I was already allocated in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it kind of rounds everything off quite nicely in a sense that I feel like what we're really potentially trying to answer from, what we're talking about, what would we be doing right now is like, we basically have an opportunity where this is maybe COVID round 2 in terms of like the market impact. Like, what would you have done different in COVID that you're going to do now? Like,
true.
Like, I think that's how I'm thinking about it. And my answer to that is like, be conservative to start, but there's going to be a tipping point where it's going to be favorable for you to go like risk on and take on potentially a little bit more risk than what you normally would for potentially a lot of upside.
Yeah.
Especially when we talk about crypto, like we've sort of talked about so far on the risk curve on the global scale of things. So those altcoins, when they'll have their time. And I feel like, everyone that felt like they missed out, from 2022, 2023, even into 2024, kind of have like your second shot at it now.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the thing. These times, like, everyone gets pretty fearful, but it's often presents like a really golden opportunity. That's not to say the market could head lower, because it can.
Still 100% agree.
Yeah, exactly. So, but in saying that, I actually still reckon we could hit a new Bitcoin all-time high before the end of the year. Like, we've still got...
I'll 100% pencil that in.
Yeah, we've still got 8 months left. This could take a few months to play out before sort of a more clear future is we can more clear runway, I guess you could say, is mapped out. But I'm just like seeing these types of events as opportunities, especially when you have a little bit of cash on the sidelines. And this is why we say keep some cash on the sidelines for these events, and take profits at the good times. And then those, just all the standard things that we normally say. Doesn't really change the fundamentals there.
No, and I kind of like the idea of like a new high before the end of the year, because the alternate's not nice. It's literally global slowdown, and things aren't good for a long, long time. So I'm going to be an optimist here and hope for the same.